Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. News has emerged that the Warriors are interested in Michael Porter Jr., forward for the Brooklyn Nets. If executive Mike Dunleavy Jr. manages to pull off this move, it will be a golden acquisition. Michael Porter Jr. is the ideal player to help stars Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler win the championship this season. The Golden State Warriors are stuck in the middle again. Close enough to compete, far enough from looking like themselves, searching for a move that changes more than the margins. And with Jonathan Kuminga back in the rumor cycle, the proposals around him are growing louder. One idea gaining traction comes from Yahoo Sports' Kevin O'Connor, who suggested a potential deal built around Kuminga for Michael Porter Jr. of the Brooklyn Nets. O'Connor shared the framework on X, laying out a scenario where Golden State acquires Porter Jr. while the Nets receive Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield and future draft compensation. It is a bold idea. It is also one of the few Warriors conversations that forces you to weigh both the immediate impact and the long-term cost. Why Michael Porter Jr. fits the conversation. Porter Jr. has started the season at an all-star level. Through the opening stretch, he is averaging 24.8 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, shooting nearly 49% from the field and 37.5% from deep. For a Nets team still figuring out its identity, he has been the one constant. What makes this season different is his usage. Porter Jr. is handling more isolations, more pick and rolls and more post touches than at any point in his career. He already has more isolations in 13 games with Brooklyn than he did across 77 games last season with the Denver Nuggets. This expanded role has been noticed locally as well. Nets film highlighted how Porter Jr. ranked among the league's top scorers during his recent hot stretch, pairing high volume with elite efficiency and showcasing a more complete scoring profile. For the Warriors, that blend of size, shooting, and off-ball movement is exactly the kind of skill set that fits next to Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. The Nets are 3-5 in this span, after opening the season 0-7. MPJ has been playing like an all-star. Warriors need shooting, size, and a wing who can score. Golden State's roster has talent, but the gaps are real. They need another consistent scorer on the wing. They need more size without sacrificing spacing. And they need a player who can function within their movement-heavy offense. Porter Jr. checks a lot of those boxes. He relocates well. Moves without the ball. Fits the Warriors' style of cutting, screening, and reading the floor. And playing alongside Curry and Butler would give him cleaner looks than anything he has seen in Brooklyn. NBA writer Tom Haberstroh has also spoken highly of the fit, noting how Porter Jr.'s cutting and floor awareness make him a natural match for Golden State's veteran core. He pointed out that playing next to Curry, Green and Butler maximizes players who understand timing, spacing and how to move into open windows. For a Warriors team that has struggled to find reliable scoring outside of Curry, that evaluation carries weight. What it would cost Golden State. The proposed framework asks Golden State to give up a lot. Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, future first-round picks. It signals a shift in priorities. It means committing to win-now pieces over long-term development. And it would require the Warriors to move on from two young players who still have room to grow, especially Kuminga. Porter Jr. is talented, but he also comes with questions. Durability is part of it. Defensive consistency is another. And maintaining high usage on a winning team remains an open question. That is what makes the conversation complicated rather than obvious. Should the Warriors make this move? There is no easy answer. Porter Jr. gives Golden State scoring, size and playoff-caliber shooting. His game fits their system naturally, and his presence on the wing would ease pressure on Curry and Butler. He could elevate the offense right away. But the cost is steep. The risk is real. And Kuminga's value around the league continues to rise. If Brooklyn seriously entertains offers, the Warriors will have to decide whether immediate help outweighs the long-term upside of their young core. Porter Jr. solves several problems, but he does not come without complications. For now, the conversation continues. And as the Warriors keep searching for solutions, this is one of the most intriguing ideas on the board. Stephen Curry made 6 three-pointers and scored 31 points, Jimmy Butler had 18 points, 7 assists and 6 rebounds, and the Golden State Warriors beat the Utah Jazz 134-117 on Monday night. Curry shot 12 for 24 on the way to his fifth 30-point game in the last 6. Moses Moody had 15 points and 6 rebounds, while Gary Payton II contributed 9 points, career-best 8 assists and 6 rebounds in a rare start. Keontae George finished with 28 points on 10 of 17 shooting, 7 assists and 6 rebounds to lead Utah, which has lost 4 straight and 5 of 6 after dropping the first game of a back-to-back at home Sunday to the Lakers. Coming off their first home loss of the season Friday against Portland, the Warriors shot 49.5%, committed only 10 turnovers, scored 14 points off the 17 they forced and finished with 52 points by the bench, 20 by Buddy Hield. Golden State debuted new The Town Edition jerseys and a matching floor to honor the franchise's long history in Oakland before moving across the bay into Chase Center for the 2019-20 season. The Warriors have won 10 straight at home against the Jazz, whose last road victory at Golden State was 129-96 on January 22, 2020. Utah dropped to 0-5 on the road against the Western Conference. Draymond Green was sidelined by a sprained right foot that showed no significant injury on an MRI exam, the third game he has missed this month for illness and injury. Coach Steve Kerr hoped to have his defensive star back Wednesday night, while forward Jonathan Kuminga is still out because of his troublesome knees. Golden State fell behind 11-0 out of the gate, missing its initial 6 shots as the Jazz hit 4 of 6 before Butler's three-point play at the 8:42 mark. The Warriors then went on a 17-3 run to take control and led 67-55 at halftime following a 41-point second quarter. Bill Simmons boldly predicts the exact date Jonathan Kuminga is off the Warriors. Bill reckons JK won't be around for much longer. Golden State Warriors fans have witnessed the full Jonathan Kuminga experience through the first month of the season, with an impressive start followed by some underwhelming performances and now a knee injury that's seen him miss the past 5 games. Despite Kuminga's positive early form that previously had Steve Kerr label him as an entrenched starter, noted NBA analyst Bill Simmons of The Ringer doesn't believe the young forward will be on the Warriors for too much longer. Bill Simmons predicts exactly when Warriors will trade Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga ended his long restricted free agency wait by signing a 2-year, $48 million, second-year team option, with Golden State at the start of October, with all eyes immediately turning to January 15 as the first date he's eligible to be traded. January 16 he won't be on the team. It's just my guess, I don't have inside info, Simmons said recently on his podcast with Zach Lowe. To suggest that Kuminga will be traded the day after he's eligible would be to suggest that Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the front office will have something organized well before then. Perhaps that's possible, particularly with a team like the Sacramento Kings, who showed the most interest in Kuminga during the offseason, and who will undoubtedly want to change things up as soon as possible given their woeful 3-13 start to the season that included a last-start 137-96 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. However, a deal with the Kings still isn't blatantly obvious unless the Warriors have interest in DeMar DeRozan. Even if they did, the more likely probability is that Golden State waits until closer to the February deadline, giving themselves as much opportunity to explore the trade market as they possibly can. Simmons' prediction would also suggest the Warriors are desperate to move on from Kuminga as soon as possible, something that doesn't really appear to be the case despite his current absence on the sidelines. There is a legitimate chance that Golden State do trade Kuminga before the midseason deadline, but none of the rival players that have already found themselves in genuine trade speculation really make sense and/or can be acquired with the 23-year-old's $22.5 million salary. Buddy Hield says why 6'2" center Gary Payton II is so important for the Warriors. The Golden State Warriors secured a much-needed victory over the Utah Jazz to end their run of 3 consecutive defeats. Stephen Curry, 31 points, and Jimmy Butler, 18 points, played well, as you would expect, but there were several other impressive performances. Shooting guards Buddy Hield and Moses Moody scored a combined 35 points, making 7 three-pointers between them. And the Warriors also benefited from Gary Payton II filling the void left by Draymond Green's absence. Buddy Hield praises Gary Payton II's performance versus Utah Jazz. Gary Payton II made his first start of the season against the Jazz on Monday night and immediately proved he should keep his place. Draymond Green missed the game because of a foot sprain, allowing Payton II to play 20 minutes alongside the starters. And the 32-year-old put up 9 points, 6 rebounds, and a career-high 8 assists in a very Green-like performance at the forward position. Buddy Hield commended Payton II in his post-game press conference for always giving 100% effort to help the Warriors win. "That's Gary, man. He always knows how to contribute to this team. We call him the 6'2" center," Hield said, via NBC Sports. "He's an elite roller, an elite screener, and he's the ultimate teammate. His main objective is to win, and you see why he's a champion here. He knows how to connect the dots. He's a good guy to connect the dots with Steph, finding guys open and playing his role at an elite level." Gary Payton II assumed Draymond Green's role in Warriors lineup. Payton II admitted after the game that he was actively trying to replicate Green's impact on the team in his absence. "Yeah, I'm just trying to pick up where Dre left off," he explained. "We needed to win tonight, so we needed to make sure we had his back, and fly around and do pretty much everything that he does. Green's biggest responsibility is on the defensive end, so Payton II accepted the challenge of guarding the Jazz's best player, Lauri Markkanen. Tonight, we knew the big fella, Lauri Markkanen, was going to be a big part of their offense, so I took on the challenge that Draymond would have taken on. Be everywhere, cause havoc, disrupt him a little bit, and try to get stops and go out and run," he added. Steve Kerr hints at shocking Warriors lineup change. The Golden State Warriors may be finally abandoning the small ball identity that defined the dynasty era. After surrendering an 11-point lead and a decisive rebounding battle in a 127-123 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers on Friday, head coach Steve Kerr acknowledged that bigger lineups are now a serious consideration. The defeat marked the team's third consecutive loss and once again highlighted Golden State's most glaring weakness, interior size. Kerr admits size problem after Blazers dominate glass. Portland pummeled the Warriors on the offensive boards, grabbing 12 more offensive rebounds and turning those extra possessions into a 28-10 advantage in second chance points, the difference in the game. "It's a concern," Kerr said. "We've been playing relatively small lineups with Draymond Green at the 5. We'll think about going back to Quinton post to get more size out there. That's definitely a possibility. We'll have to get a good gauge on our team this week and watch the film." Kerr experimented with larger combinations in the second half, pairing multiple bigs in extended stretches. "We may have to shift the combinations and play bigger more often, play 2 bigs more often," he added. "Somebody with Dre, whether it's Al, Horford, or QP or Tracy, Jackson Davis. So we have to look at that for sure." Numbers reveal Warriors' size problem. The Warriors are one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. They currently have no player averages at least 7 rebounds per game. 22nd in team rebounding, 42.2 per game. 18th in opponent rebounds allowed, 44.6 per game. 20th in second chance points allowed, 16.1 per game. Their leading rebounder, Jonathan Kuminga, at just 6.6 per game, is currently out with a knee injury. Injuries threaten Kerr's plan to go big. Addressing the size problem is now even more complicated, as Golden State may not have the personnel to go bigger. Veteran center Horford is expected to miss at least 1 week due to sciatica, NBC Sports Bay Area's Monty Poole reported. The setback arrives after Horford already missed 7 of the Warriors' first 18 games. He left Friday's loss with hamstring tightness. "I'm not sure what it is," Kerr said, confirming Horford was unavailable with no timetable. Meanwhile, Green is questionable with a foot injury, per Poole. If Green sits, the Warriors could enter Monday's game against the Utah Jazz with depleted frontcourt depth and few available options to attempt bigger lineups. Warriors' $12 million gamble on Horford already raising questions. Golden State signed Horford to the full mid-level exception to stabilize the center position and allow Kerr the flexibility to go big. So far, the investment has backfired. Horford is averaging career lows across the board, 5.8 points and 4.3 rebounds in 21.8 minutes while shooting 32% from three. The Warriors envisioned Horford as a floor-spacing veteran anchor. Instead, he has struggled to stay healthy and has played beneath expectations when available, and the contract now looms over the roster construction. Pressure mounts as Warriors search for answers. Golden State's identity has long been built on speed, spacing and small ball versatility. But the early season slide, mounting losses inside the paint, and Horford's unreliability may force Kerr to pivot into unfamiliar territory. Whether the Warriors can adapt, and whether they have the bodies available to do so, could determine if this team recovers or slips deeper into the Western Conference standings before the trade market heats up in January.